Good morning, everybody. I am really hoping that you can hear me because it's really windy today. I'm sitting out guarding the woolly despots because the last time they were allowed in this... Thanks, Cupcake. You're so big. I go up here. There we go. Last time they were allowed in this pasture, they broke through the fence up there where Black Velvet is standing, and they were up there by the pond. And that is the stuff of nightmares. So, yeah, they cannot be near the pond, and they cannot be near in this orchard. I call it an orchard, but it's basically 3 trees, because there's a cherry tree, and different cherry trees are poisonous. And we're fairly certain this one here is poisonous to sheep, the bark and the pits and the leaves and everything. So we can't risk it. And the pond, for obvious reasons, imagine all that wool suddenly soaking up with water. They would never make it out. So now, for them to eat in this pasture, I have to babysit. So I brought my chair up, and what's funny is that after a couple of weeks of roasting in the 90s, which I know there are places it's hotter, and I'm sorry to be a whiny butt, but it's 63 now, and I didn't bring out a sweatshirt, and now I'm cold. So, yeah, but like I said, I don't trust them, little sweethearts. Yeah, I'm trying to remember, it was Black Velvet, was it that time? They've gotten out multiple times, and it's always Radagast and Rosie, and I think this time it was Ruby and maybe Black Velvet. Yeah, there was another time that they broke out a different fence and went all the way up and were near the pond, and yeah, it's good times around here. So I'm sitting out here freezing, but I'd rather be freezing than roasting, and it is pretty nice watching these guys eat in the morning. Our pastures are not looking good, and I don't remember if I talked about this in a previous video, but if you look over here, you can see this kind of fluffy cream colored stuff, and it's all in that pasture there, and it's basically in all of the pastures. It's called ventinata, and I just thought, oh, it's just a normal thing we have to deal with. Well, no, of course, you can do something about it. My friend Stephanie, who raises Black Welsh Mountain sheep about 30 minutes from here, she was out getting some rocks. We have all these basalt rocks. I've probably talked about those before. But she was picking those up to use in landscaping at her place. And she saw the pastures, and she said, you know, I can come out this fall and spray that for you. It's ventinata. It's an invasive weed. The sheep won't eat it. And I'm like, yeah, I can attest to that. It's really annoying because there's lots of it, but they just won't eat it. But she's going to come out and spray it. And then, so that'll be in the fall, and then in the spring, when the ground is wet and as things are getting ready to start growing, oh wow, there was lightning. If I had had the camera up just a little bit higher, you would have seen that lightning. Oh well. Anyway, there's a pasture seed mix that's specifically formulated for the Palouse, for this area. So next spring, I'll come out and try to reseed all of these pastures. But hopefully, if Stephanie sprays the ventinata, that will at least keep that from choking out the other plants. I think that's what's going on here. You guys, I'm seriously cold. Why didn't I bring out a sweatshirt? Because it's August and it's been in the 90s and I didn't think about it. So, anyway, we are in this pasture now. Black Velvet, do not stick your face through that fence to eat on the other side. Yeah, see, they can see all that long stuff there. Usually it's Radagast shoving his whole face and trying to get his torso through. Grrr. So I had, let's see what's going on. I have had a guy come out to do a fencing bid for me for the front pasture. There's a place there where the fence is broken and the sheep have gotten out. Like that happened last year. So he's going to do a bid on redoing that whole section of fence. And while he's here working, pardon me, excuse me, assuming that we can afford it and I take the bid, when he's out here working, I want to, what are you guys doing? I want to have him do a bid to run fence from, okay, so we're out of gas, don't be a bully. Like I'm not, I'm just running because I'm happy. So this corner right there, from that corner up through, just a straight line up through into the forest to connect to the property line that's on the other side of the forest. So there's a fence that runs way up there. You can probably see part of it up at the top of the hill there. But basically from that corner straight through the forest to connect to the fence, the property line fence. Because if we did that, then the pond and the orchard are completely fenced off, and then they would have all of that grazing and go in the forest. I mean, they could eat on those trees forever, and it would extend down around there and up to the property line again, which is, there's a little fence post right there. So I don't know if it's even possible because it's really, really hilly. I don't know how rocky it is. It could be more basalt ridge, like what our house is built on. I don't know. But I've got to figure out ways to get them more grazing. Yes, I do. Hopefully the combination of more grazing and getting rid of the ventinata and reseeding the pastures will help. Because I don't want to have to feed hay like starting in August, which I've started to do again. Last night I just felt bad because they're the pastures that they are in at night. Why are you running? You're fine. Are completely grazed down, just full of the ventinata. Hope I'm saying that right because I've said it several times now. That would sound weird if I was saying it wrong every single time. So grazed down, they don't have anything to eat at night. And I don't know how much actual eating they do at night once it's dark, but they need some supper in there. They need some late night snacks if they get hungry. So I went ahead and opened up a bale of hay, and I'm going to start feeding hay at night, just so I'm not leaving them in the lurch for, 8 hours. Which means I've reserved an extra 50 bales of hay from Adrian. You guys, it's just constant. But that's okay. They're worth it. So that's a nice little segue into one last plug for the Hay for the Fellowsheep contest. I'm sure you've seen posts on Instagram and Facebook that we're doing a contest right now where if you buy a bale of hay for the Fellowsheep from the website store, blainefleeceandfiber.com, and then just go to the store, you can buy a bale of hay, and every bale of hay that you buy gets you an entry for the contest, and we're drawing the winner's name on Saturday, so just day after tomorrow. But the winner is going to receive one of our beautiful, beautiful stoneware Blaine Fleece and Fiber mugs, a bar of Paradise Ridge Wildflowers goat's milk soap that my friend Charlene makes, and then your choice of either a skein of my handspun or 4 ounces of fiber from roving from Garnet, or a second BFF coffee mug if you're not a knitter or a spinner and you don't want the yarn or the fiber. So this is, let's see, what's that worth? 27. This is like I can't remember how much I was selling that skein of yarn for, but say another 25. This is it's over $50 in prizes. So for a $6 bale of hay, you can get an entry for this really fun contest. And like I said, it ends sometime Saturday morning. I'll be drawing the winner's name. But that doesn't mean this is the only time you can buy hay for the Fellowsheep. You know, if you just decide one day, hey, down the line, I'm going to have that listed. Hey, hey, I'd like to buy some hay for these cute sheep. That's listed all the time. And we just bought 250 bales, but now I need to buy another 50 because of starting to feed at night, feeding early than I would have wanted to. So yeah, it's a fun way to help me out with these guys and just also hopefully to feel like you're part of this, because honestly, if you're watching these videos, if you're following these posts, I feel like you're part of the flock, and I'm really grateful to all of you, whether you buy hay or not. Don't get me wrong. It's just fun to have this community of people who enjoy sheep, who enjoy my sheep. So that's what's happening with that. I contacted the mill, Fibers First, and my order of roving should be back in a couple of weeks. And it's going to include cupcakes roving. Pardon me, I just yawned. Yeah, I'm really sleepy. Did not sleep well last night. It's got cupcakes roving, and it's got Sam's roving. I'm not sure how good Sam's is going to be. What I've figured out about Sam is he's basically Velcro. And unless I coat him, it's going to be kind of a crapshoot whether or not his fleece turns into nice roving. I mean, the roving itself is nice. It's got a lot of luster. It's got some crimp. It's soft. It's really beautiful, but just sometimes it's got a lot of VM in it. So we'll see how that turns out. But then I also I had bought some fleeces from Lee, my sheep mentor, that I was going to use to teach a class on prepping and spinning Icelandic, but that didn't end up happening. So, oh, I'm getting rained on. Wow. Oh well, I'll just keep sitting here. It's all good. So instead of having those just sitting around the house because I'm running out of room to put wool, I had those processed into roving, and they're all Icelandic. I'm pretty sure they're from Radagast Rohan's and Rosie's parents. So I think I got their dad Einer's roving, or fleece, sorry. And then I think I got their moms. It was Wick and Nina Negra. But then I think there was a fourth one. So yeah, I don't remember, but there's lots of Icelandic coming. It's just not from my Icelandics. I believe it's from their mommies and daddy. So I will announce that as soon as it's up in the shop, and those will be really, really pretty. Einer's roving ends up a lot like Rohan's. It's exact same coloring. And see, Wick is black, and I'm picturing them right. And Nina Negra is black and white, so it'll be kind of a gray, kind of like Panda Bear was. But I don't remember what the fourth one was, if I even did a fourth one. Oh boy. So anyway, there will be roving very, very soon. And when I go up to I can't believe I'm sitting here in the rain. I mean, it's really raining. Oh well. I keep saying that, but I really don't want to sit in the rain. But these guys need to eat. When I go up, I've got 2 fleeces to take up with me. I have Deers and Freckles. Freckles is not the greatest this year, and I might have mentioned this before. She had really bad mastitis this year when she had her lamb, and her wool tends to be on the short side anyway. So Charlene was talking about buying that one. I may end up just giving that to Charlene or selling that to Charlene because she can blend it with her alpaca fiber. But I'll definitely be having Deer's spring fleece processed. And so that'll be the turnaround, and that'll be another 3 months. And then we'll be getting into October shearing, and the cycle continues. Oh, I want to bring these ding-dongs in. They're really enjoying this. Oh, well. Yeah, it's a nice day. It's a nice day, dear. Even though it's raining. I'm just thankful it's not so hot. So that's what is happening here. Oh goodness, why are we running? What? Why? What got scary? Huh? What scared you? Hi, pretty face. Look at that face. Yes, that's a beautiful deer face. Is it my boot? Oh, my boot scared her. She saw my boot. Oh my goodness, honey. I hide behind Freckles and Garnet. I'll be safe there. Alright, I'm going to shut this off. Thank you for listening. I'm going to wipe down my phone since it's all wet now. I might actually go get a sweatshirt. I hope you all are staying safe, wearing masks, being careful. Just take care of yourselves, take care of each other. Thanks for listening.